They said I won't be nothing. Now they always say congratulations. Work so hard, forgot how to vacation.
Do you want us to do WWE while you're here?
Yeah,
So you can talk some
let's do
All
WWE
right,
first.
cool. So we'll do WWE. We're gonna mix it up. We'll finish with the NFL. Our boy Freddie is a huge Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar, Finn Balor.
I'm joking. I'm going.
Chill.
Finn Balor
Chill.
fan.
Patrick says hey.
Hey Patrick.
What's up?
Feel better?
Yes, please. He's a huge Finn Balor fan. He has been from the get-go. I think that was the one who got you into it, right? He was
For sure.
You picked
100%.
him. Yeah. So
I get
he's
goosebumps just thinking about this.
he's super excited. We're excited. I mean, everyone should be. They switched it up. It was going to be Braun versus Lesnar. They pulled the plug on that, which I love that decision. Braun's a great character, but we've seen that. And they don't put on great matches. But who does put on great matches is Finn Balor. Especially, though, his other persona, the Demon. Oh, my God.
For those of you that don't know who the Demon King is, get on YouTube right now and just search Demon King.
He's phenomenal.
Pretty much, he comes out dressed as a Celtic mythological character of the gods. Is pretty much what it is. The Demon King was a god. He was the god of all demons, and he's got long hair, war paint, and it strikes fear into people's eyes, and he's badass.
He's undefeated as the Demon King.
He is incredible. I'm excited. I think he's going to put on a 5-star match. I really do believe that. AJ got the best out of Brock, and AJ and Finn are very similar. They're smaller guys, but they can go. They're just incredible.
I think it's going to be the toughest match that Finn has seen yet.
Yes.
Not just because, Brock's a giant and, he's tough and strong, but when you put almost like a welterweight against a heavyweight, it's... I don't want to sound bad, but choreographing that is going to be tough to make it seem like... Because in real life, let's face it, Brock would just beat the shit out of him.
Brock would just punch him once and knock him out.
He's a
Like
big
a
dude.
can,
He's a big dude. He would crush him.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough for Finn to really play into that role and get in there and be like, all right, I got to make it look like I'm holding my own. And
I think
hope Brock doesn't make it look like he's letting me.
I think Triple H has got the reins on this, and I think they're going to do it.
From what I
Very
understand,
well.
which I love this is my favorite part of this whole change, is from what I understand, Vince himself pulled Braun off of it and said, I want Finn.
That's amazing.
So Vince...
That makes me so happy.
Vince is the one who said, I want Finn. And then they have to... Brock's contract, because it's BS, they have to run every opponent by him. They went to Brock and they went to Heyman.
Brock said he wants to fight him.
And Brock said, I want Balor. I want Balor. And Vince is like, perfect. That's who we wanted. And so he chose it, which makes me know, just like the Daniel Bryan match, when he's excited and into someone, like match-wise,
throws everything out.
It's great, dude. When he cares, he puts on great matches. The AJ match, the Daniel Bryan match, the Roman matches, they're always good when he cares. But the ones he doesn't care about are like Braun, because there's not much he can do with him. The Samoa Joe match was not that good. I mean, there's certain ones I don't think he cares about. I think you're going to see a really, really good match, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see Balor walk away, especially if he's a demon as a Universal.
I wouldn't be surprised either, but I also wouldn't be surprised if he loses at the Rumble and then he gets his rematch with Brock at Mania, and that's when he takes the belt. Is at Mania.
I'm happy for a lot of reasons, but the biggest reason I think we can all agree is he's finally getting pushed.
He's getting pushed.
Yeah, they've been burying him forever.
I know.
Well, we talked about this. Yeah, they are burying because they're not giving him the great matches he needs. He's not like how many main events has he had on Raw?
Yeah.
If you think about it. He has, though, the most matches this year in WWE. He has the most.
2018.
For 2018. Yeah. He had the
he
most matches.
He won the most, too.
Yes, so he was in it. It's just he wasn't getting the star power he needs. Everyone agrees. Everyone at this table agrees. Finn Balor was way underutilized for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's been upsetting because he's literally, when he first came to WWE, he was probably the second best, third best talent on the entire roster.
His first night in, he pinned Roman
Yes.
clean, and then the next week he beat Seth and won the Universal title, first time ever. They obviously were high up on him, whatever he's done in the last 6 months to a year has made Vince finally put his chips behind it, or maybe Triple H is taking over. I don't know. Either way, I'm happy for it because he puts on exciting matches every time, and Brock's just not there. And I'm excited. I think it's time to give Finn that title.
It's gonna be an interesting match. See how they do it. Like Freddie said. Like obviously in real life, Brock would just crush him like a beer can on his head. So there's gonna be a lot of choreograph. It's gonna be really interesting to see how this match goes. I think it's gonna be Brock's gonna come out the first 5 minutes of that match and just absolutely slaughter Finn.
Yeah.
And everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, this is a bad idea. Paul Heyman's gonna be in the background saying, oh, you're so smart, da da da. And then the last half of that match, I think you're going to see something change.
He's
going
just
to go off.
described every Finn Balor match pretty
That's
much
true.
ever.
He's
because
really good
He
at being
always
up.
gets his ass kicked, and then in the end he pulls it off because that's his MO. He's a small guy, but he packs a punch.
Yeah, I'm all in, man. I'm excited. The Rumble's shaping up finally. I mean, we don't know where Seth's going to be, but we know he'll be somewhere. The Rumble's going to be great. The other Intercontinental went to Lashley, which I'm fine with.
Which is weird, though.
It's weird, but
I
he
don't know
needs
what their
it.
plan is.
Yeah, what's going on with the other two then?
Which ones?
Seth and Dean?
Oh,
Yeah.
we don't know. I'm
They
guessing
gonna
they're.
be friends again. Not friends again. Jesus.
There's
Yeah,
no way.
They gonna flip a coin this week or what?
It kind of seems that way.
Unless they're going to make a heel Shield and, like, when
Yeah.
Roman comes back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's definitely interesting what they're doing. Well, not interesting, but it feels like they were just like, this isn't working. Let's stop. Like, oh, okay, it's weird.
But I agree with you what you said earlier today. Dean doesn't need the belt. He doesn't look great with the belt.
It's
Like,
his
just-
character doesn't fit. He's
No.
supposed to be like this. He's the lunatic fringe. Like you don't give that guy a belt.
Yeah.
Like, and if you do give him the belt, he's got to be a baby face, so people are like, "Oh, he's so crazy. It's cool." Like being a crazy heel with a belt, it's like I don't. What's your goal here? Like I don't know what his goal is. He needs a better character, in my opinion. But I'm very interested. We're almost to the road of WrestleMania. I mean, in some bad news, our top guys are leaving the company. The Revival is leaving, which broke my heart.
They've asked for the release.
Yes, it sucks. I love them. We love them. But if they're not going to get used, then leave. They can come back in another couple years, and they'll be just.
They're
as
not
good.
being used at all.
No, and they're too good to not be used, and they know it. They could go over to AEW and make a ton of money and put on great matches. I'll follow them there. I'm that kind of a fan. It is interesting to see, though, how many people are going to start leaving because of this AEW thing. Because it's the Jacksonville Jaguar is the owners who started it. And he's got billions of dollars. So he's signing these giant contracts to people with creative freedom. That's why people are going there.
Little just maybe glimpse into the far future. AEW takes off. Any chance that there's any sort of rivalry between WWE and them where they maybe someday do a show together type thing? Kind of like how, Raw and SmackDown do the, that type of thing.
I think that's actually incredibly possible.
brought
Because
this
that
up.
would be really smart on both brands' part.
I think this is my opinion. Vince is gone in 2020. He is officially leaving. The reins will be Triple H. Triple H is a businessman with no ego, which it doesn't seem that way, but it's clear. He's already talked about he wants territories again, where you can borrow this guy, you can borrow that guy, like it should be. That's how it used to be. I think AEW has Chris Jericho, who is one of the greatest the WWE's ever seen, great friends with Vince, great friends with Triple H. He's the in-betweener. Because if he goes, and he's part owner, so if he goes to, Triple H goes to Chris Jericho and say, hey, why don't you show up in our Rumble, and we'll give you Balor for a night. That would make big news. Genius. That's everyone wins. They don't have to compete. The world's a big place. Share your people. If you have great people, share them. That's what the territories used to do back in the 70s and 80s. If you had a great wrestler in Tennessee and you had another great wrestler like Bruno Sammartino in New York, they would switch and you'd have them there and all these people never saw them and all these it's genius. I think if Triple H, and he is a genius in my opinion, has a brain, I think you would see that. I think you see that in a couple of years.
I think you're going to see cross promotion. Absolutely. Triple H, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but you didn't watch wrestling as long as we have. But if you watch NXT when it first started to today,
It's insane.
Huge. Like, there's times where I'd rather watch NXT. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm super excited about the Rumble. I cannot wait for the Rumble. But NXT TakeOver Saturday night before the Rumble, I might be a little more excited because it is just the turnaround for NXT is crazy and the talent there because of Triple H.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's 2.5 hours of some of the best wrestling you ever see. There's more with NXT. It's like you're taking away all the frills, right? Like we love WWE,
Yep.
but we always put our heads down when they do something dumb, right? Like if someone gets pants, it's always like, oh god, because we loved it.
Get back to wrestling.
Yeah, but we love the wrestling and we love the belief of who's gonna win, We like being drawn in. That's what NXT does. There's a little bit of a story, but there's a ton of this unbelievable. It's art in NXT, and I think you're going to see that bleed into WWE.
Yep.
It was like that in Attitude. It wasn't as good as wrestling in the ring, but it was more about wrestling.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I think we're in the middle of like maybe even like a new golden age. We're in the middle of a transition right now, and you can feel it and you can see it. And when Triple H takes those reins, man, all those underutilized guys, you're going to see them put on 5-star matches, and it might not mean anything, but we'll walk away going, that guy's awesome.
Yep.
Like, he is an awesome
People
wrestler.
that are sitting back there right now that you just think about and like you're horrible. Or once Triple H takes over, they're gonna have so many opportunities. Because if you look at wrestling right now, out of say 40 wrestlers, only 10 are getting spotlighted.
Yeah.
And that's it. And when Triple H takes over, it's not going to be just those main guys. Obviously, those main guys are going to be involved heavily throughout their career, but you're going to see the little guys that aren't really getting involved that deserve it. They're going to get their shot.
Like the Mustafa Ali, we talked about he was a little bit too much, but he's a little guy. He's great in the ring. He can go. Doesn't have that great of a character, but they still brought him up. That's a Triple H move. That's him saying, dude, this guy's really good. He's going to put on 5-star matches. Just let the match win the fans.
Yep.
It works. It works. Like, I don't care about characters as much as I used to.
Jeremiah's asking if the Hardy brothers still wrestle.
Yes.
Steve?
Yeah.
Jeff
Actually-
Hardy still wrestles. Matt, he's toying with retirement. He's been toying with retirement for better half of 2018.
He'll be back for the Rumble.
Yeah, he'll be back.
He will be there. I
Jeff
guarantee
still wrestles. He's still doing crazy stuff. I don't know what they're doing with the storyline with him right now, but
No, they're building the Mania, so certain people you're going to start seeing where everything falls. I don't know. I'm excited right now. Like we're in the middle of a transition phase, and the only thing I'm bummed about is I really wish Roman was involved in this.
Any updates on him?
I know he's doing
he's
good.
doing good.
He's doing good. The chemo's going great. He's doing appearances, so he's
Yep.
healthy enough to travel and
Yep,
stuff.
he traveled overseas and he did Salute to the Troops.
Yeah.
He was there. So he's doing well. He's getting there, but clearly he's got a long ways to go. It's not like he says he's been battling with leukemia and then 4 months later he's ready to jump in a ring.
I mean, if he
still ways
did,
away.
that'd be awesome.
It'd be great, but it's still a ways away. I think you're going to get to the point to where you're going to start seeing him show up in backstage every now and then. That's what's going to happen. I don't see Roman coming back for at least another 6 to 7 months, if not longer.
I think we can pretty much agree he'll be there for next year's.
Yes,
for
next
year's
year-
Rumble.
yes.
He'll be number 30. People go ballistic.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
we'll get that Shield
This
triple
year
threat.
with Roman, I think in the next couple months you might see him backstage here and there, pop up talking to Seth or whatever, just to get that crowd pop. But in the ring action, probably won't see it. You might not even see it this year.
No,
but
I don't think you will.
Come Rumble next year and Mania next year, absolutely he'll be back.
That's the only thing that concerns me is like I want to when he comes back. I don't want him to be out of the fold. I want him because I'm sure he won't. He's one of the best to do it right now. It does worry me because in a year when he comes back, it's going to be a whole new landscape because you can already see Triple H's fingers in certain things. But Triple H loves Roman, says he's one of the best. But I'm excited to see what's coming, and I think this Mania is going to be more focused on the wrestling than the cheesy stories, and I love that personally.
Yeah, we might possibly get the first ever female main event at WrestleMania.
We definitely will. I guarantee you Lynch, Rousey, it's happening. Those are the talk of the town right now. You don't have Roman. I mean, and Balor's great, but what's going to be crazy is the first ever WrestleMania female main event. That line there will sell tickets. So I'm excited, man. I am. I mean, we went through hell. It wasn't a great football season with them. but it happens. So who knows? We're in the midst of something new, and apparently it's the big guys are great, but Vince or Triple H is starting to love the little guys, and I'm all for it, man.
As long as big guys can remember their lines.
Big guys sell tickets and stuff, but when it comes down to it, you can only do so much with guys that are enormous.
Yeah.
Because big guys can't wrestle that well.
It just doesn't make sense for an enormous guy to be beat by a little guy. But they're going to do it with Finn Balor, hopefully. But you never know. Like they got their work cut out of them for the stories coming up.
And Balor has wrestled Brock before. So it's interesting. They have that. They have that legacy. So they've wrestled once before. That's probably why he said, I want Balor. I think it's going to be a really good match. I think it's going to be at least AJ level. AJ or Daniel Bryan, they both had great matches with them. I think it's going to be that good.
Blow your mind, think of this. Maybe it's because even Brock sees that Balor's being unutilized. So he was like, listen, I want to fight him. Well,
Brock, we give him a lot of crap, but he does love the business. He came into the business when he was 23. Mm-hmm. He loved the business, and it's not that he doesn't. It's just he's a unbelievable businessman. If you can travel less, get paid more, and do less, anyone with a brain would do that. You know what I mean? He's just a really smart businessman. His name sells, but he knows Finn can go. He's not dumb. He knows, he looks at Finn and goes, that guy can wrestle way better than I ever could. The difference is his name's not Brock Lesnar, but beating someone like Brock is the biggest rub you could ever get. And that's why I hope they pull the trigger, because that'll be amazing. Finn Balor beats Brock. What? It took Roman like 4 years to beat Brock. Mm-hmm. If Finn does it in one go, I think that'd be really cool to see. And he's earned it after 2 years of eating nothing but shit.
Jamie wants to know if, or Jeremiah, sorry, wants to know if Raw and SmackDown still does a draft.
Yeah, but I think they're getting away with it.
I think you're going to see the end of the brand for right now. They do it once in a while. Like, you get them back together, SmackDown or Raw, everyone goes to every show, and then after like 2 years, they want to do a brand split. Mm-hmm. We both agree the brand split's coming to an end. They need to do it because there's not enough talent on each show. They need to just get, like... You're depriving people of, like, a Seth versus an AJ, or... Yeah. Like, you got so many good stars on each show, but they never get to fight each other, and people need to see it. So I think before the end of 2019, brand split's going to be gone.
So when you say that, you mean, so right now, can SmackDown come to a Raw live event or main event?
There's no matches between SmackDown and Raw. They're each separate show.
I thought they just did it so everyone could cross over.
Nope. No, that's only John Cena. He's a free agent.
Yeah.
But
I swear to God, they opened it up to where
they did for Survivor Series.
Yeah, Survivor Series. That's how they do Survivor Series right now. Is Raw versus SmackDown.
I thought that's been going on. Is, SmackDown could come to Raw and be like, "Hey, I'm."
But they need to do that, and I think they will. There's so much more you can do, and like people. Honestly, the matches for me that sell are those dream matches. Like if you said to me with no story, it was like, "Hey, AJ's gonna wrestle Seth Rollins next week." I'm watching that match. Like, I will move hell and earth to get there. Yeah. Because I want to see that match because they're going to be great. Mm-hmm. I don't need the rest. I don't need it. Oh, he said stuff about AJ. I don't need that. Just sell me on the match. Sell me on AJ versus Balor. I can take my money.
Yeah.
I think they have that there, and I think they need to just start doing that. Like, they did that with Ray versus, Sienna Almas.
Yep.
That match was amazing. Yep. And they said, there's no reason why they're doing this. It's just... great wrestlers go, and people loved it.
Yep.
So
and he got rid of the diaper.
Yes, he got rid of the diaper. I'm sure someone pointed that out, and he was like, yeah.